Well, welcome to our container demo. This one is called Good Enough to Eat, and it's all about edible containers. I'm not going to show you too much how to plant or what to plant in today, as much as I want to show you what to plant and some of my different ideas of edibles that you can plant together. One specific container I did want to show you in the beginning is called the Earthbox system. This system is really neat because it has a self-watering reservoir in the bottom. So once you get it planted, you only need to water it about once a week depending on the weather, and the container takes the moisture from the bottom up. And that's really good when you're growing edibles because it avoids disease, because your leaves are not getting wet, your foliage is not getting wet. The water is staying right in the root zone where the plants need it the most. These have really neat accessories that come with them as well. You can get a trellis system, so you can actually grow cucumbers and zucchinis in here. You can grow tomatoes in an earth box. Just about anything you can grow in the ground that's edible, you can grow in one of these containers. They come with wheels, so they're portable, and they also have a stand system. So if it's difficult for you to bend over and garden, there's a stand that brings it up to waist level, and that way you can garden upright for people who have bad backs, and mine's getting worse all the time. So Earthbox system. The first container I'm going to show you is one that we had planted up here earlier in the season, and this is an herb basket, and basically it's got a lot of edible herbs that can add flavors to just about anything you make. We have a beautiful flat leaf parsley, a globe basil, a thyme, a purple basil, and some salad burnet. And this is a nice container to have on your deck, on a table as a centerpiece. It's not too big, but it's something that you can cut from every day as you eat your meals and add these herbs to your food, and it's delicious. This container has a definite Italian cuisine bent to it. Again, we have that flat leaf parsley, a nice beautiful oregano plant, and some Genovese basil that's really good for pesto and pastas. So if you like Italian food, this is the basket for you. Now this basket is a little green, and I like to have color in my baskets as well. So one thing that you can do is add edible flowers to your containers. Pansies, anything in the pansy family is edible. So right away, you're adding color to the basket. Marigolds are also edible, and we can tuck these in the back, giving us more color. And nasturtiums are very edible. They have a nice kind of sharp radish flavor. So now you have a beautiful basket, pretty to look at, and all the flowers are edible as well as the herbs. Some other things that you can mix in are fennel. Fennel is really good, fennel fronds in salad, dill fronds as well, and this gives nice height to a container. Sage is beautiful, and it comes in pretty variegations. There's purple sage. This one has a pretty cream colored margin on it. And it's nice to have some things that spill over the containers too, like this oregano does, kind of spills over the side. Thyme will do that for you also. This is lemon thyme, and it's delicious in salads. If you just strip the little leaves off the stem and add them to your salad, you just strip them off like that and sprinkle them on. You don't even need salad dressing. It makes it very delicious and very fragrant. Some other things to remember when you're planting your containers is you want to vary your height. So adding some of those tall things are good, some medium things, some short things, so that your container is interesting as well as tasty. And it's just up to you. You can put vegetables in your containers. You can put herbs, obviously, in your containers. Lettuce grows really well in containers, and I have some lettuce containers right over here. They've gotten tucked away behind chairs and bicycles and other things. So this is a lettuce bowl that we planted earlier in the season, and it's got a number of different types of lettuce in here. It's got a beautiful deer tongue lettuce, a frisee lettuce, a nice leaf lettuce, a red leaf lettuce, some arugula over here. And because this hasn't been cut every day, nobody's actually been eating from this one, it started to bolt with the warm weather. So this is what lettuce does when it's wanting to set seed, which the warm weather does. But if you're cutting from this every day, this won't happen. If it starts to bolt, you just cut that stem off and you keep eating the lettuce. This basket would look much prettier, again, if you had some edible flowers in there. It wouldn't be just all green. But this is a perfect kind of container to have out on your table. out on the deck outside, and you can eat your lunch right from your container. One other way to use edibles in containers is to grow fruits, and a lot of people don't think of growing fruits in containers, but strawberries in particular lend themselves to container growing. Hanging baskets for strawberries are just brilliant. You avoid a lot of the problems that you have when you grow strawberries in the ground. You don't have rabbits, squirrels, slugs, all those things that are competing for your tasty strawberries. These are ever-bearing strawberries, so you can see there's still some flowers, some blossoms, and some fruit forming. Carol said her daughter has one of these out on her deck, and she harvests strawberries every day. They are heavy drinkers, so you need to make sure that when things are growing in containers, you make sure to fertilize them well, and also to make sure that they get enough water to keep growing and producing the good things that you like to eat. So, do you have any questions on edible containers? Have you ever tried one before?
No, I don't think basil.
Yeah?
Basil.
Another thing to think about when you're doing edibles is to plant up containers that will work where you use the food. So on my windowsill, rosemary is my favorite. So I always have rosemary growing indoors where I can just grab it. I also have bay leaves growing in that container, and parsley, things that I use a lot all through the year. And then right outside my door in the summer, I use the grill a lot, and so right by the grill we have our grilling herbs growing. So we have rosemary and tarragon and also some edible flowers, so that when we're cooking we can garnish as we go. When my daughter makes a salad for dinner, she has about half flowers and half salad, and it's very colorful and very pretty. So those are some of the really ways that you can have fun with your food and have it look pretty for you at the same time. I mix edibles in almost every container I do. It's just kind of fun to play with your food.
Thank you.
Thank you.